Here's a little voiceover of my recent longest cycle I've done in a long time. So it was from Kirkliston, which is just outside Edinburgh, to a shoot that I had to do down at Leith. So the first bit of the road, which is just scary as anything, along this road, it's also scary because the actual road surface is terrible. There's this cyclist in front of me, which I thought I could totally keep up with him. He was going at a nice, slow pace, and on the downhill, my weight obviously makes me catch up with people a lot faster. So on the downhill, I was like, way, I had to press my brake at one point. But on the uphill, I just don't have any power whatsoever. And you can see as I come around the corner, he is literally gone. Just cannot see him. He's disappeared. So, yeah, my strength and my glutes and my calves and all that just still isn't there or anywhere near there to do that. But cycling this road going into town wasn't too scary. The cars were all fairly safe going around me, taking a good amount of space. Only one scary incident on the way back. I also had two crashes on this cycle. So first up there, I had to drink some water. I was doing this fasted as well, and had my full water bottle with me. And my goodness, that first section was a tough bit. That person I just passed there was a guy on a bike pedaling with his hands. It was like a lying flat bike where you pedal with your hands, which is pretty impressive. This is coming down to Cramond, a very picturesque area, and there's a lot of people out cycling in a nice relaxed way, and I was just in the position of going, will I be able to make it all the way to this destination and back? Going up this hill towards Cramond was a real struggle. I stayed on the pavement for as long as I could until I got to the top of the hill, then I went onto the road. On the road I was going fast enough to feel confident to be on the road, but on the uphill I was so slow. Just don't have the power on any sort of hills. Then we do the big wee around the corner and then down onto the is it the Esplanade? Is that what it's called? Or it's just the waterfront along Cramond here. And it was just the weather was great, sun was out, and while I was doing this, I just kept on thinking about this is why I play all those driving games on my computer. Like all those driving games are what make me great at weaving through traffic at this speed. I thought I was quite excited to see what this video footage looks like. This is at 10 times speed. So on the GoPro on my chest, I've got it on the time warp function, and it's at 10 times speed now. Again, wasn't trying to go fast, just trying to go smooth is what I was trying to do. And again, just because this has definitely been my longest ride for a while, the kind of stress on my wrists and elbows in being in this position for so long was my body's having to get used to it. Certainly, I've got thick bar tape on, but still I really feel it in the hands. I haven't toughened up, or the other way of I've really softened up since I've not been doing any cycling for a long period of time. This bit where I came out here was a wee bit of a tricky one. Didn't quite know how to get out onto the road there. Then onto the road here. So this is down into Granton area. A bit of an industrial estates around here. And then there's quite a new cycle path along here, which has only been built in the last maybe year or so. So this is it. And it was lovely and smooth. And again, sun was out. People are out jogging. It just felt like a healthy, fit place to be. And obviously, I'm too fast to stop and drink my water. There I was able to drink while cycling at the same time. That guy that whizzed past me, he was on an electric bike, cheater. Here, back onto the road, chasing the cars. Again, the road surface in so many of these parts is really sketchy. And then these cyclists were so slow. It's painful trying to get past them. And then there's all these roadworks. It's like, I don't know where I go here. So onto the road, then over a roundabout, and then it's like... This bit was a bit scary because this is literally nowhere for anyone to pass me, so I had to pedal hard through that. And all this bit I was still like a little bit lost. I was like, where am I meant to be going, or where am I allowed to go on my bike? And I found out I can't go down to the left here, which is where I was going to go. So followed the cars round, and again, there's so many distractions for drivers. I was like, I don't want to be on the road. So I walked a little bit there, and then got back on the bike and I was like, right, now it's safe. But like at those junctions is a place where just get off your bike and go on the pavement. It's not because there's bad drivers, but drivers are having to deal with so many other things of traffic lights, cars in front, cars behind, cars from the side, that a cyclist coming around is just another, something that they just can't see. And here again, roadworks here, which I was like, okay, where do I go? Am I just going to be stuck here? So I know there's a little secret way for me to go. So I don't know if I know on a car I'm not allowed to do that, but on a bike I think it's fair game. This is up through parts of Leith, and a nice area here, cobbled streets though, so really hammering the wrists and the elbows, it felt like. And but again, it was just such a lovely day that everyone was out. There's a bit along here where the road has just been closed off for no apparent reason. So I got to just enjoy this little bit of cycle here without the stress of any cars or any people. I was like, woo, weaving around here. And then that was me getting to my... So this part of the cycle was about an hour long for me to get there. So then did my shoot. I took the bike up the stairs. The shoot was on the second floor. So down the stairs. Make sure I've got my keys and stuff in my backpack. And then out we go. And then heading back home. Didn't go back home exactly the same way I came. Partly because I got a little bit... I did get very lost, actually. I was just having to use my natural instinct of where I was meant to go. It also got a little bit hotter and a little bit sunnier on the way back. I'm also using a different camera here. There is a definite difference. So here, maybe it's because I'm just going the other way. Here I'm using the GoPro Hero 9. On the way in, I was using the GoPro Hero 7. The reason why I had to swap is because my battery died, so I had to upgrade it. So this I thought was quite nice. Go through these cobbly streets, show you a little bit of the actual Leith water, or the water of Leith, I should say. They've got the boats out, and it's just looking good, but the cobbles were pretty tough on that. And then, this is where I fall off my bike. Yeah, so just around this corner, it's because of tram lines on the pavement. Here, ready? I fell off my bike. Fortunately, I didn't have any clip-in shoes to make me actually fall over. It was literally just a stumble off the bike, but it just made me very cautious over the rest of this because this was bumpy, cobbly, tram-liney area. So I thought this would be a good way to go, so I'm not having to go along where the cars are and where the traffic is. But in the end, I was like, actually, that was a crap idea. So, yeah, the tram lines really are dangerous, and these are, non-functional ones as well, artistic ones that be left behind for historical reasons. And they do one hour fall later on when I get into the trees, which you'll see later on. But and then so I couldn't go. I don't think I could go back the exact same way I came. So I came along here, then up to the right, and then I think to myself, I'll take the cycle path. So the Edinburgh's got an amazing cycle path that goes all the way through it, which you wouldn't know because it's all kind of underground. Well, it's not underground, but it's in this little valley through all the streets and everything. So you see all the houses are up, elevated beside me, and so I went along here. The only tricky about this bit is pavement is great. The path is smooth. There's not any sort of hill. There may be a tiny incline. You might incline about 20 meters over 2 kilometers or something. But there's a lot of people either walking their dogs or walking their kids, or their kids are cycling for the first time. So if you're actually being in a rush, it's a nightmare. You don't want to do that. But if you're literally just having a nice, relaxing cycle, which is what I was trying to do here, then it's a great way to get through town very quickly. And this was all done faster than if I'd gone on a car. Well, going on a car during day work hours. And there was a cyclist in front of me who was a larger chap than myself, and I thought, if I just go at his pace, that'll be fine. He had his headphones in, I had my headphones in. We'd ding our bells whenever we're getting near anybody. You'll see he keeps looking behind because he thinks he possibly thinks I'm dinging him to let him know I'm wanting to get past. There's a good example of somebody out cycling with their kid for the first time. But there's obviously no landmarks. So while I'm cycling through this, fortunately with my work as a photographer, I've shot so many places in Edinburgh that I kind of start to recognise the back of some of these houses. So those houses there, I know, that's Pilton, and I can figure out where I am. But if you don't know where you're going, you're literally just cycling along a valley for a long period of time. And yet, lots surprising. What also surprised me was how slow some cyclists were. At the same time, some cyclists absolutely whiz past me. They're actual cyclists, but then there's people who are just people with a bike and just astonishingly slow. To the point where I'm like having to brake while I go behind them. It's like why are you going so slow? Even though their legs are going pretty fast, they're not moving very fast at all. I was right about here, noticed that there was a cyclist behind me as well. So there was a little trio of us cycling in a line, which I suspect is a good idea to go as a little team like that. So it means whenever you're passing anyone, whenever you ding, the people move into the side, everyone passes at the same time rather than it all being at random time intervals. So as I cycle up here, this is where I'm having to use a bit of I'm having to guess where I am just now. Yeah, this lady here, I was like, she's going hard, but my goodness, she's slow. And without much effort, maybe it's because she was on a mountain bike. I think that's what it was. So this was the new bit for me. I didn't know where this went. I was like, I'll just go this way. Now I'm following somebody else. And I thought, I'll just follow this guy. He's going nice and slow. Then I thought, this guy must be hot. He's in full trousers and a like what looks like a rain jacket. It's like, man, he's good. Like, I was dripping with sweat. I'm just in my cycling shorts and a cycling top, and that guy, wow. So thought I'll take the lead and let him be in my draft, and fly along here. And then this bit is all the bit I've seen it on the map. I know I'm meant to go this way, but I didn't know how far I was meant to go. And this bit here, there was a bit. Do I go to the right or do I go straight on? I decided to go straight on here, and is it this bit? And I think this is where I'm a little bit lost. This is a bit fun because we downhill. Yeah, no, it was this bit here. So this bit here, I think I was meant to go to the right, but instead I went straight on here and off some rough road. I was like, what is this? This is a little bit of gravel going on here. Then I come out the back of a Tesco's. I was like, okay, I know where I am. I have no idea how to get onto the cycle path, which I want to actually be. So take a left here, onto the road, and I'm literally kind of going, where is the cycle path? And I cross over the zebra crossing there, the driver let me pass. I was like, I think if I go up this way might be the right way. So this was the fun bit of my cycle. This is me doing effectively a bit of adventuring. All I wish is that when adventuring, I had the strength and the energy and the extra water bottles and the muscle endurance to do it more efficiently or more enjoyably. Come through here, and there's some youths spraying deodorant cans. Oh, look how I got through them. As I passed them, there's a strong smell of Lynx afterburn. When I came out here, I was like, this is where I am. I don't want to go on that road. That road's a nightmare. So this is Barnton area. Never knew there was this dirt track off the back of the Barnton road. So that road that goes into is the Queensferry Road, but this to the right is a housing estate called Barnton, which is just behind Cramond. And I had no idea there was this beautiful dirt track to follow. So I went along here, and then you come out, there's another little Barnton path. And not too many flies in the face at all here, which was good. So this is where having the CGR bike is really good because it's got the off-road tires. Here I fell off. It fell off. I tried to take a shortcut and I hit some hard roots and went pinging off. Slightly hurt my toe as well. And then when I come out here, I'm like, okay, don't know where I am. I have to take my glasses. There's some fly stuck to my glasses. So if I just keep going, I think if I go to the left, this is roughly where I think I should be going. And then I come out past I think is it an old folks home? That building on the right there. Or the building on the left there was an old folks home. The building on the right is some nice flats. I'm like, aha, I know where I am. So I head back along. I know this bit. This takes me back to that bit, the Cramond bit. And it was good. Sun was out, happy along the road, getting some good speed down here, and then whiz around the corner to the left here. Wanted to keep my average speed up as much as possible. Down here, this guy, I was watching this guy, I was like, look at those narrow tires. I really want some narrow tires. It's a real constantly fighting against the idea of like, I want to be aerodynamic and I want to be low rolling resistance. I want, narrow tires, but then at the same time I want to be off-road and do cycling that I just did. And then here, you see I'm punching my leg because I'm getting leg cramp. A little bit of uphill, dehydrated possibly, and just like, my thigh. So I stopped for about 5 minutes, got back on the bike, started cycling up, and I just went, right, I'm just going super easy gear, not pushing hard at all. In like 34. I thought I'll just get up here. I think and now at this stage I'm getting cramp in both legs. So I'm just like, this is not enjoyable at all. I would say this is me like hitting the wall. And I was at this point, I was like going, now I just kind of want to cry. So this is definitely the longest cycle I've done for over a year. And certainly in the 6 months since my surgery, this is the longest by a long way. So it's just that the body is just having to get used to being in this position, pushing in this amount of energy over this period of time, having your legs go round and round in circles a billion times, and just hardcore exercise. And it's interval training effectively, because whenever you're going downhill, you're not getting your heart rate up too much, but when you're going uphill, the heart rate's through the roof. And then this is back along the road that I came along at the start, and it was fine. Is anything interesting here? I think I was just trying to keep my speed up, but at the same time, it was a real balancing act of keep my speed up, but don't get double leg cramps and fall down onto the ground. The road was nice and wide, so cars could easily get past. You'll see any cyclist that goes past me, we always give a nod. It's probably far too fast, but there's a cyclist here, and he gives me a little wave, I give him a little nod. It's pretty much all of us do that, which is quite good. Then around the corner, another bit downhill, waved, said hello to him as well. And again, I cycle with my glasses on. All the other cyclists going past me had their shades on. I was like, they look pretty good. You can see also on the left-hand side, the actual drainage ditches at the side are really quite deep, so you have to stay a little bit out from the pavement. But again, the cars were relatively good. A lot of them were behind me, and so as a cyclist, I'm like, I don't like them all being behind me, because I know as a driver that's annoying, and this road is pretty tight. So I cycle along here, and then I think, right, I'll go around the corner, there's cars behind me, I'll pull in at the next kind of bit. So I pull in here and I let the cars go past, and then I realize there's only like one car behind me. So then I get back out on the road, and then the next car absolutely misses me by millimeters. So as I come along here, I'm like, right, cycle along, that one. It was just like, I didn't see that one. He must have absolutely floored it. So that was the only scary shot. So 2 falls off a bike, 1 close call from a car. I see all the other ones that pass, nice and slow, nice and relaxed. And then that's me taking it back home. Job's done. So 2 hours of cycling.